Hello there! This video will be different than the usual because I want to do something that I've never done before in this channel, which is analyzing a song. This idea was suggested by one of my viewers, and so I decided to analyze Magic Theorem. It is a bit weird to do this now because Dorothy's vision had just ended, but that won't stop me from enjoying this beautiful masterpiece. Hypergriff never misses when it comes to Arknights soundtrack, and Magic Theorem is no exception. On the surface, Magic Theorem is a very chill song, and it contains elements of the lo-fi genre, and more specifically, according to the wiki, Magic Theorem falls in the category of trip-hop. When it comes to what the song is about, I'll let the composer Adam Gubman himself to explain.
Right? That's just for Dorothy. So, because she's like works in the lab. So the idea was to write something about how she is so focused on her job and in saving the land, right? I mean, she's very passionate and very sweet person, right? So I made her song sort of like cute with like a little bit of like flirty like attitude, you know, but very scientific language.
That covers the basic overview of Magic Theorem, but I want to go deeper. I want to analyze each part of the song and see how it relates to Dorothy. Before I get into the analysis, there are a few things that you need to keep in mind. This video will be highly subjective, and my interpretation of the song will be different from yours. I'm also not an expert in song analysis or literary analysis, so if you think there is a mistake in the video, let me know in the comments below. Let's start with the title, Magic Theorem, because the two words seems to contradict each other. Magic in a broad sense is a supernatural phenomenon that science can't really explain. In our world, magic is just an illusion, a sleight of hand. And Arknights does have a unique take on magic in the form of originum arts, where there is some degree of science behind it, but the explanation only goes as far as how the catalyst, originum arts, works in relation to the person, and not necessarily how the art unit interacts with matter around it to produce the desired effect. For example, in the Rhine Lab manga, Ifrit has the ability to cast flames using her originum arts. But how exactly that works, it's not really explained, unless I'm missing a big chunk of lore somewhere in the operator files. Theorem is a statement that has been proved or can be proved through the chain of reasoning. Think of the Pythagorean theorem, which has 370 proofs. That's a lot. Magic itself can't be proven with science or maths, but in the context of Arknights, these two words, Magic Theorem, could work because of Arknights' scientific approach to magic, and in lore, there are plenty of researchers that studies the nature of originum arts. The first verse talks about a usual day-night cycle. As the sun sets, you can see constellations in the night sky. The use of serotonin in this verse makes the whole thing sounds very scientific. Serotonin is a chemical that carries messages between your brain cells and throughout the body and is responsible for your bodily functions. The use of serotonin in this verse kind of implying that, oh, we are alive, and some of us are contemplating our existence in this god-awful land. There isn't much connection to Dorothy on this verse, but it sets up the tone for the rest of the song. This verse describes the speaker's confidence in developing their hypotheses based on data they found. We don't exactly know who the speaker is because it speaks to us, the readers, and it refers to Dorothy as a third person. This verse ultimately describes the typical working routine of a researcher, coming up with hypotheses based on their observation. Moving on to the chorus, the tone changes to a more romantic tone. The lyrics itself is self-explanatory, but the message behind it is very wholesome. The speaker seems to express the idea of cherishing a moment with someone special by taking a picture of that moment or keep a mental image of it. This kind of reminds me to the time where everyone thought Hypergriff forgot about Dorothy and people are making memes about it in the subreddit and stuff. But now that the event is over, we should cherish our moments, clearing those stages and dealing with multiple walking suit of armor. I also love the line, 1 plus 1 just me and you. It's such an adorable way of saying 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. This small passage describes that the speaker is enamored with a simple dream. Despite it being simple, This dream is very appealing, at least to this person, and they have fully embraced it, allowing it to shape their life. The use of the word theorem suggests that this dream is based on logical reasons rather than being fancy and ambitious. We don't really know what Dorothy's dream is all about, but we can speculate that her dream is to live in a peaceful world where everyone does not try to kill each other, which is what her dreamland is supposed to be. Moving on to the second verse, the tone shifts again to being more scientific. This verse appears to be talking about the concept of patterns in science and how they can provide more compelling evidence than particles and light. This in itself is very significant, yet simple that it keeps the speaker awake at night. We don't know the details of how Dorothy conducts her research, but we do know that pattern recognition is an observation method used in science. We can speculate that Dorothy observes some patterns that are very significant to her metaverse, that it keeps her awake at night. Now I believe we're at the bridge of the song, because if you listen carefully, you can notice a slight key change from the chorus to the bridge. This passage seems to talk about the speaker's appreciation towards life and describe it as a gift and is grateful to be alive to experience it. The final line, "Is it over too soon?" suggests that the speaker is aware of the brevity of life and the possibility that it could end unexpectedly, or in the context of Dorothy's vision being taken control by a mad scientist. Now I'm gonna go into spoiler territory, so if you haven't read the story to Dorothy's vision yet, I suggest that you skip ahead. It is revealed in the story that Dorothy uses her test subjects to upload their consciousness to her dreamland metaverse hive mind, while their physical bodies lie unconscious in this room of other test subjects. We know that Dorothy has good intentions with this experiment, but ultimately she's playing God and toying around with human life. After this part, the chorus repeats again for 2 more times, reinforcing the idea of never forgetting the person you love and care about. But in the context of Magic Theorem, that person is likely to be Dorothy, because in one of her trust increased voice lines, she is afraid of being abandoned and forgotten. Operators on the landship claim that Dorothy is a kind and compassionate person and enjoys taking care of those around her. And if the same people that she cares about just abandon her like that, after all she has done, it hurts. You can feel the sadness in Dorothy's voice when she says this particular voice line. Overall, Magic Theorem is a great song. I like the lo-fi style, which makes it very relaxing to listen to. Adam Gubman did a great job capturing Dorothy's character into this song and delivering it in a very beautiful way. Magic Theorem talks about cherishing the people you love and enjoying the small things in life while it lasts. And that concludes the analysis of Magic Theorem. If you want to see more videos of me analyzing more Arknights song, give this video a like and comment what other Arknights song do you want me to analyze in the future. If this video does well, I might do another one. In the meantime, I'll see you next time.